It could not be more obvious who's going to win the ACC in 2026. We almost don't even need to spend any time dancing around the fact that Miami should win the conference this upcoming year. And the ACC just announced that they changed their tiebreakers, making this even easier. There should not be any hurdles in the way of the Hurricanes finally winning the conference. I think that's been one of the craziest parts with Miami's growth and improvement, and the way that Mario Cristobal has built up the foundation is they're still yet to win the ACC. This is going to be the year. In today's video, I'm going to break down 3 futures bets that I like for the ACC, the obvious winner, a team to watch behind them, and then also a long shot that you should be paying attention to. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. This college football season, I'm going to be delivering weekly picks and breakdowns, as well as for college football, the NFL. Don't miss out. Make sure you're subscribed, and also you can catch the content from all the other great creators on this channel. Hit the like button as well if you're a Miami fan, and comment below how many games is Miami going to win this upcoming year. Miami is the obvious favorite to win the ACC, and I personally don't think that you should place money on any other team to win this conference. I feel so secure in that prediction. Right now, they have minus 135 odds at the top of the conference to win the ACC in 2026. They also have minus 130 odds to make the playoff, which, if they win the ACC, or even if they don't win the ACC, if theoretically they get to the ACC championship game and they lose it, they're going to have an 11-1 record at the bare minimum, and they're going to get in. And that likely loss, if they do theoretically lose a game, it would be to Notre Dame. I don't see them losing to anybody else during their regular season. The other bet that I also really like with this Miami team, I know that their win total does not give a lot of room for error, but over 10.5 wins at minus 122 with their schedule is extremely accomplishable. I don't even know if those odds don't end up moving even further, making it not worth betting on. But with what they have ahead of them, and with this team that is coming back, Miami is worth investing in. That is the most important part about all this. Miami is the team to invest in the ACC. I do not think that the ACC is going to be a 2-bid league in 2026. The reasons why I'm buying in: it's a general misconception getting to the national championship game that they're depleted. That's just not true. Did they lose Akeem Mesidor and Ruben Bain? Did they lose CeCe Maui-Noah and other key pieces along the offensive line like Markel Bell? There's a lot that needs to be replaced. They're still bringing back 10 returning starters from a year ago. They are 9th. Despite losing those 2 guys on their defensive line, they are 9th in defensive snaps returning. They're also overall 14th in the country in games played. There is experience across this roster at key positions. It's on the defensive side of the ball. And the craziest part about that is both sides of the ball can be top 5 units, even though a lot of their best players returning are on defense. I think that Xavier Lucas and OJ Frederick are going to be a top 5 corner tandem in the country. I think that Justin Scott and Ahmad Moten can be the best defensive tackle pairing in college football. I have said this multiple times this offseason. I know Ahmad Moten's the dude that everybody's talking about and that everybody that really likes. I think that Justin Scott has that potential to be a top 10 pick. That dude is so gifted, and I think that the rapid growth and progression for him shows that he is going to wreak havoc on a bunch of ACC linemen that are not going to be able to keep up with him. Offensively, though, is where I get really excited. I trust Mario Cristobal. I'm not going to do the dance of, well, they're replacing a lot on their offensive line. What's going to happen? Mario Cristobal has turned Miami, to me, into one of these programs that we can just trust they're going to have really good offensive lines, because he recruits 5 stars like Jackson Cantwell, and he also develops guys that maybe aren't premier big names. He does a really good job of finding guys in the transfer portal. Him and Maribel have the best relationship, to me, between an offensive line coach and a head coach for years, since they were at Oregon. Their offensive line won't have any problems. Mark Fletcher will not take a step back. Marty Brown is going to be one of the better RB2s in college football. But most importantly, I really strongly believe that Darian Mensah is going to shine in the spotlight. I think that he was wasted on a mediocre Duke team, And I really wanted to him when he transferred from Tulane. I really wanted him. I wanted him to go to Miami the first time. I didn't want him to go to Duke. I wanted to see him on a Miami team because I saw the tools. I saw the traits. I saw what he was capable of. This dude is such a natural passer. Not the same type of player, but natural in the way that Cam Ward was natural. And I think that a total 180 at quarterback, the guy with a stronger arm and more creativity in the pocket and more better cerebral feel for the game around him, the passing attack is going to get back to the type of production that it had under Cam Ward. Mensah's not going to do the Cam Ward stuff because Cam Ward is a one-of-one human being. He's just a one-of-one dude. But I think that Mensah will be a Heisman finalist. He's one of these guys that I'm willing to commit to, that he will be a player that is at the ceremony at the end of the year and capable of winning the Heisman. Malachi Toney and Cooper Barkate are only going to elevate his production. If you told me at the end of the year that Darian Mensah had 40 touchdowns and 4,000 yards passing, I wouldn't blink. If we looked into the future and you called me from the future and told me that stat line, I go, okay. Well, I'm not shocked. He's that good, and he's in a system with Shannon Dawson that allows for him to produce at that level. I'm going to do conference predictions across the board here for all the top Power 4 conferences. This is the easiest one for me. The Big 12, at least we can get a little bit creative and talk about different options. The Big 10 and the SEC is a tight race. I don't know who's going to win those conferences. This is Miami's conference to lose. That being said, if I were to pick a team that I would think to be the one that's going to compete with Miami in the championship game, it's going to be Louisville. I think that SMU is going to finish there at the top, but I think that Louisville is going to get the best of them during the regular season early on. Plus 750 odds to win the ACC. I don't think that they're going to win it. I like some of the pieces that are coming back. SMU brings back more experience, but I think that Louisville has two guys on both sides of the ball that can be top players at their positions in the conference and maybe top players at their positions in the country. Isaac Brown and Clev Lubin have the potential to be really, really good players this upcoming season, and they've been really productive. Yet Isaac Brown at running back, who even though he was banged up, averaged 8 yards a freaking clip with only 100 carries last year. Insane. And Clev Lubin, who had over 8 sacks a season ago and could be a top 50 pick in the upcoming NFL draft. You don't get pass rushers like this often in the ACC. I think that he is going to be a huge problem for opposing offensive lines to have to deal with. And I think that if Isaac Brown is healthy, he will be the spark for a lot of production. And I don't have much of a fear that Lincoln Kienholz is going to struggle. Miller Moss, who I didn't think was very good and is far less physically talented, still was productive a season ago. Braum is just that good of a coach that he's going to get the most out of his team. I think SMU is going to finish in third, but I'm going with Louisville ahead of him, and I think Louisville is going to go to the ACC championship game. My dark horse team, the team that I think that could shock everybody in the ACC this upcoming year and could do inexplicable, unexpected things, is Cal. Plus 4,000 odds to win the ACC. This Cal team brings back 9 starters. They're also deceptively experienced. Tosh Lupoi gets a team that is 10th in offensive snaps, 20th in games played, and 18th in total snaps as a full roster. They've got a lot to replace on defense, but Lupoi was a defensive coach. Maybe he can get something out of him. Where I'm buying in, when you have a team with an elite quarterback in terms of tools, you're able to win games that you're not supposed to. You especially are able to win games that you're not supposed to when you are the chasm of the conference, when teams have to travel all the way to the Bay Area to play you, and there's a lot of late night games and they're half asleep, makes you even more dangerous. QA Sagapulatele is one of the most unheralded quarterbacks in the country. He has rare arm talent and even rarer playmaking ability for a guy that was a freshman a year ago. His instincts for a true freshman are just things that you don't see often. Year 2 at Cal, new system, better coaching staff, hopefully. I think that he ends up taking a leap. I think that he improves. The way that I see the comparison, or a comparison, you just spent all this time talking about Darian Mensah. You have an opportunity to do what Duke did a year ago, but be better. Duke got to the ACC championship game, won the ACC championship because of a ridiculous tiebreaker. But the point is that Duke team was not that good. And Darian Mensah kept them in so many games because he was able to make the big throw. He was able to survive under duress. I think that JKS can do a lot of those similar things and can help boost this Cal team. Do me a favor, folks. Comment below which bet are you taking for the ACC for the upcoming year, whether it's a win total bet, whether it is potentially a pick to win the conference that's not Miami. Let me know below. We'll catch you later.